Hello, I'd like to give you an update about a few things that are happening in the next few days and few weeks within the CCE family. Firstly, this Sunday we have Phil Arbon with us, who will be speaking. We're part of a network of churches, imaginatively called the Scottish Network, and Phil has been part of the leadership team of the Scottish Network for a number of years, and he travels around different churches preaching, teaching. He leads Ignite, a one-year discipleship course that is now being run out of the network that we used to run in CCE, but the network's now running that. Phil's leading that. And Phil's going to be speaking this Sunday. I think he's got a word. He's been sharing it around a number of churches over the last few weeks, that as we emerge out of the pandemic and the restrictions that we've been living in, I think he's got something to share that God's laid on his heart that he's sharing in a number of places. So if you're able to make it, I know we'll have a good time this coming Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be there as it's half term, but do hope that you'll be able to make it this Sunday. Over the last few weeks, if you've been around, I've been doing a little mini-series on fruitfulness, thinking about how can we be fruitful, both individually and as a church, without striving, but intentionally posturing ourselves in such a way that we can be fruitful in our lives. And I think some of what I've been sharing here is a bit of a compass for us that will help us individually and corporately navigate this season of emerging post-pandemic and guide us in our future discussions and discernment of how God is leading us. And so I would really ask you to listen to those talks if you haven't listened to them all, as I do think that they're really important for guiding us around how we move forward. I also want to invite you, if you'd like to continue that conversation, to a Zoom meeting at 8 o'clock on the Wednesday, the 3rd of November, to come and talk further about the implications of some of the things that I have been sharing. There may be some comments or some thoughts, or you'd like to listen to other people. It's not going to be a time for more input from me or from anybody else, but a chance just to come together and have some conversation together around some of the themes that I was unpacking in that series. So that's Wednesday the 3rd of November, 8 o'clock on Zoom. You can sign up via Church Suite. Also, just to let you know a few other things that are coming up over the next wee while. You may be aware that Glasgow is hosting a climate conference with all the world leaders coming together, COP26, starting at the beginning of November. And on Sunday nights over the last 18 months, there's been a regular prayer gathering on Zoom where a number of us have prayed for all kinds of world events and the church and the city as well. And so on Sunday the 31st at 7 o'clock on Zoom, we want to dedicate that hour to praying for COP26 and for all that will be happening around about there, some of the protesters, that would be peaceful, for the those in authority that would make good and wise long-term decisions for the benefit of the whole world and for the future that we and our children will inherit. So please do come along. Maybe you've never been to one of these prayer evenings before. We'd love to have you come and pray for COP26, 31st, Sunday the 31st of October at 7 o'clock for an hour, and you'll find the link in the Church Suite app or in the newsletter. And then 7th of November, we have a monthly worship evening, only at the King's Hall, not online. Hour and a half of unstructured worship, coming and just gathering in God's presence. You'd be really welcome to come to that. And then finally, just a couple of small groups that are kicking off at the end of October, beginning of November. A couple of growth groups, sort of shorter term small groups that have a particular focus to help us grow in our discipleship. Abby, Lenny Oliver and Becky Cumming are leading a group based around the book Captivating by Stacey Eldridge, thinking about women and what does it mean to be a woman of God. And you'd be really welcome at that group if you're a woman. Unfortunately, no men on that one. And I'm also leading a group starting beginning of November called Calling Lab, 6 weeks, just to help us discover our unique contribution to make the world a better place, the unique contribution in the way that God has made us to be. How can we discover what that is and how we can show up in the most helpful way to be a blessing to other people? And so I'd love to invite you to Calling Lab 6 Tuesday evening, beginning of November. Please, again, for both of those, you can sign up on Church Suite app or in the newsletter. Do hope you have a really good few weeks and look forward to seeing many of you again soon.